I had some guy come to me and goes, yeah, but Tate, what about BPD chicks? I said, what the fuck's BPD? He goes, these chicks with like a personality disorder, like narcissistic personality disorder. I was like, listen, my friend, I don't know what kind of girls you've been fucking, but when you fuck the girls I fuck, which are 19-year-olds with 2 million followers on Instagram, every single one of them is a fucking narcissist. How are they not? How are they not going to be a narcissist? From the age of 17, they've been getting bombarded with messages from millionaires desperate for their attention and time. How would you not be a narcissist? Just, you know, they're all narcissists. Of course they are. This is natural. But they still treat me with respect because they know if they don't, I'm going to disappear. So it's nothing to do with the disorder. And he was like, oh, yeah, but you know those girls with obsessive compulsive behaviors. I said, listen, if I meet a girl who has something wrong with her, and I actually have met girls who are a bit obsessive compulsive, etc., these are the girls who end up being the most loyal. These are the girls who will shoot at the cops while you make a runaway. These are the girls you see the guy who's like the serial killer and his wife helped him hide the bodies. That's who these women are, because they're obsessive compulsive and they meet a man with such a strong frame that they comply. So I'm saying, yeah, okay, maybe to you they're your worst nightmare because you know you can't control them. But if you're half a man, there's no woman to fear. There's a whole bunch of men out here which are afraid of women. Oh, but she might have this compulsive. She might cheat. And I'm like, you don't have any real enemies. You've never had anybody try to kill you. Give me 1,000 women who might break my heart over one man who really wants me dead. Because I know who the enemies in the world are. You know, I've seen it and I've been through it. So all these guys are out here worried about chicks. They don't understand the truth and the harsh realities of the world. There's people out here getting their brains blown out by their best friends. Nipsey Hussle's friend pulled a gun and fucking blew his brains out, not his woman. So you need to, if you're worried about chicks, you got the whole world messed up. You need to worry about predators. You need to worry about other men. Chicks are chicks. You know, like enjoy them, find a good one, settle down. If you don't find a good one, keep fucking till you do, and just calm down. Stop being a little emotional bitch about it. This is the truth.
Yeah, that's why also that I like, you know, like I do hard shit in my life, and I think that guys should do hard shit, physical shit, because when you put yourself through a lot of pain on purpose, then a lot of other shit seems trivial to you. You know, it's like dealing with some little emotional breakup or whatever. It's like, okay, fuck. After you've run 50 miles, you're just like, fuck that. I don't even give a shit about that. You know what I mean? It's like, it takes more to break you down when you put yourself through hard shit. And so many guys have never put themselves through shit, so they don't know. Then all these little, like they cry about all these little fucking weak ass shit that for me or you, it's like, who gives a fuck? Like, I don't give a shit about that, you know. Or they cry because people hate them and all this shit. And it's like, you don't give a fuck at some point when you've been through enough shit.
It's true. And it's like someone said to me about babies. They were talking about when babies are teething, and they're saying that it's not particularly painful. It's just the most painful thing they've ever experienced.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you have no upper threshold for pain, then little things are super painful. Like you said, if you've been through real shit, this shit doesn't matter. But if this is the most you've ever been through, it's the most painful thing in the world. So this is what happens. You're exactly right. People don't put themselves through difficulty. So when something happens in life, which is bound to happen, they have little breakdowns, little baby breakdowns. Boo-hoo, and they expect me to give a fuck. And nobody cares. And you know the thing about it? The thing about it is this. Women care the least.
Yeah,
women care the least. You know, like you hear these stories of like men killing themselves over a chick. And I guess in the final seconds, the man's thinking, this will make her really regret all those times she didn't. She'll be sucking her new dick next week, my friend.
Yeah. She'll just think you're a bigger wuss.
Yeah, they don't care.
She'll be disgusted.
Exactly. They don't care because women live in a purely emotional realm.
Yeah.
And if they don't have any emotion towards you at that time, they don't have any emotion towards you at that time. This is it. And that's the reality of it. And this is another reason why, the reason I talk about sexless marriage all the time is sex is super, super important.
When you had the 75 girls, did you sleep with everyone?
No, I couldn't. There's too many. There's no way. So I wasn't sleeping with most of them. I say up to 75, I was probably still only sleeping with 5 or 6. I tried to go like very legit businessman with it and not sleep with the girls, etc. But that's when I learned my lessons, right? I learned so many lessons from that period of my life about male-female dynamics. So many lessons. And I learned that women are loyal to the dick they want to suck and nothing else. And if they're not having sex with you, they're going to have sex with somebody else. They're not going to go sexless. And whoever they're having sex with is the person they're going to listen to ultimately. And that person does not want them naked in another dude's house. Why would they, right? So I was trying to motivate girls with money. So the girls who loved me and worked for me, my main girlfriends, they'd get probably around 20% of their money. I'd keep 80% of the money they made. So they basically worked for free. They worked for my love and attention. The other girls was the other way around. I'd keep 20% for all the help I gave them, the premises, the typing, because by that time I had a room of typers. I had like 4 or 5 girls who were full-time professional typers. They were ugly, but they were smart. And then I had the pretty girls on the cameras. So I had like a professional setup. So I was taking 20% of the money from them, and they did 80% of the money. So I was trying to motivate them with money, but motivating with money doesn't work for 2 reasons. The first reason is, if a girl has no romantic interest in you, the idea of her making you money off of her tits offends her. Like, you're using her tits. It's like grabbing a girl's tits who doesn't like you. Do you understand what I mean? There's something weird about it. They didn't like it. I'd buy a new car and they'd be like, fucking, why is this guy, why is he getting a cut? Even though I was getting a minuscule cut, for the amount of work I did for them, I was getting very small from these girls, because these are the girls who I had no romantic interest in. That was the first thing. So they were abrasive. They were idiots. And the second thing is, the man they're sleeping with is always like, hey, why the fuck you working for this guy? We can do this ourselves. You can do this yourself. Fuck him. He's exploiting you. Because they don't want the fucking girl working for me, right? And what's amazing is, every single time a girl quit, because we had a professional setup, because we had expertise, it's like a podcast, bro. You have a podcast. If someone were to go, I could do a podcast, go on then. And then you'll see them fail, right? So these girls would be working for me, making 10 grand a month, and they'd be keeping 8 grand. I took 2 grand. They'd quit, try and do it with their boyfriend, make 1 grand a month, and then quit. Every single one who stopped working for me ended up failing and begging for her job back. 100% rate, right? So what I started doing is, me and the other girls, I started having firing girls parties. Every single time a girl would get fired or quit, we'd have a party. And when you'd have a party about a girl quitting, all the girls would stand around and laugh. Oh, she's going to end up asking for her job back. She doesn't appreciate what Andrew did for her. Ha, 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 da, da, da. And then girls didn't want to quit because they knew there'd be a party about them. And they didn't want there to be a party about them. Do you understand? I had girls come to me saying, look, I have to leave. I'm sorry. I really have to leave. Please don't throw a party about it. Like, because they were so scared of all the girls who used to know them, like mocking them behind their back. So we had like this groupthink thing going on. But I wasn't tricking anyone. I was just saying, look, you can make a bunch of money. I never exploited anybody. I never hit a girl. I never hurt nobody. I didn't even have to raise my voice. I was a positively inspirational and motivating person. I was a pimp. I made them feel happy doing what they did. They liked working for me. So that was it as a whole. It was a very happy environment. There was no slavery element. You're not going to get a girl to work 12 hours a day, 6 days a week by being mean to her. There's no division in the world besides the people with power and the people without power. You and I, right? People think we're rich. He has very beautiful cars. I have very beautiful cars. We're free enough to go where we want. Blah, blah, blah. But we don't have any power. Anytime the government can come and arrest us, police can arrest us, they can take your passport. We have no power. Yes. The people with power, all they want to do is make sure the people down here never start to think for themselves. This is how it's been since the dawn of time. Since World War II, since before that, it's always been the same. Corona is another excuse to control people. There's a million ways they could help the population and deal with this corona problem. Not that it's even a problem to begin with, without destroying livelihoods of individuals and exerting control. It's done absolutely on purpose because this is a government's answer to everything. Just give up your freedom, give up more freedom, and we'll fix it. Just give up a little bit more and we'll...